Satan II. That's the nickname of the terrible RS-28 Sarmat, a Russian monster that carries a 10 tons nuclear payload and can avoid many Western anti-missile defenses. But how can a 115 feet ICBM of 208 tons slip past so many radars and sensors? Greetings, comrade. Welcome to Warfare Today. On September 1st, the Russian space agency Roscosmos announced that finally the world's largest intercontinental ballistic missile is ready and operational. The source of this is the TASS news agency, a Russian state-owned entity responsible for overseeing open media there. This news is indeed concerning for several reasons. First, the destructive potential. 10 tons of payload is truly immense. It can carry 10 750 kiloton warheads, or 15 multiple independent re-entry vehicles, which is more than the Trident II missile employed by the US and UK. To put it in perspective, 1 kiloton possesses the destructive force of 1 ton of TNT. So, 10 750 kiloton nuclear warheads carry the same energy as 7.5 million tons of TNT. That's incredibly staggering, isn't it? But it can get even more ominous. These 15 MIRVs can target individual objectives, maximizing the devastation radius and reducing the chances of interception. However, it's more likely it carries a mix of warheads and countermeasures. This means it may have less overall power, but significantly increased chances of destroying its designated targets. Second, it can bypass American defenses. The older Satan I missile stirred up the global stage when it was first deployed. The Soviets had never possessed an intercontinental ballistic missile with such a range, 10,000 miles. This meant it could target locations in the US and Europe. However, despite its long reach, it was a fairly predictable weapon. It had to be launched from silos within Soviet territory, primarily from the north. Since the early days of the Cold War, the US, Canada, and all NATO members had established numerous powerful radars and missile defense systems, all oriented in that direction. This is where Satan II becomes an even more significant threat. Capable of reaching 11,200 miles, it can target locations in the US from the south, evading all those defenses pointed in the opposite direction. Yes, these additional miles allow the colossal missile to take a longer path over the South Pole and execute a surprise nuclear strike right in the heart of America. Furthermore, due to its brief boost phase, it is exceptionally challenging to detect by satellites equipped with today's infrared sensors. This makes it a nightmare for radar operators. Third, it is a first strike weapon. Satan II, as the name suggests, is the successor to the R-36M, known as Satan I. It's also a massive ICBM with terrifying destructive power, which will be retired and substituted by Satan II until 2030. But what's truly concerning is that these weapons are designed following the first strike doctrine, a combat doctrine focused on launching a preemptive strike with such speed and devastation that it not only leaves no room for countermeasures, but also impairs the enemy's ability to retaliate. How do we know this? Well, it's all about the fuel. By default, the vast majority of ICBMs stockpiled around the world use solid fuels. The idea is that these types of weapons serve as a deterrent, discouraging other nations from attacking. It's as if these countries are saying, if you hit me, I'll hit back, and with force. However, Satan II is designed to use liquid fuel, which evaporates within a few days. In other words, once this massive missile receives a refueling order, it means the authorities are already poised to press the red button. Do you see the problem here? A weapon crafted with a combat philosophy so insidious and unsettling, especially in a time when Putin is once again challenging the free world, is enough to take away the peace of many people. Of course, common sense tells us that a nuclear war would be a global tragedy, to say the least. But as we say where I come from, common sense is not so common, and relying on the good sense of leaders from foreign nations to always act in the common good is, at the very least, naive. When a weapon like this is announced, I always think about humanity's desire to destroy both itself and everything around. Now tell me what you make of this announcement. What kind of impact will Sarmat have on the global geopolitics scene? Leave a comment and don't forget to snipe that like button. Thanks for sticking around. See you next time.